I did a video recently on this 200 watt step down adapter, transformer, whatever you want to call it, and it was getting crazily hot. I was getting readings of between 80 and 90 degrees C. But overnight I was thinking, you see other step down, step up transformers and that have a vent all over the, I've been lighting the fire, vent grids for cooling. So I decided, none to lose, I'll put some holes into it. So I took it apart, I drilled holes both sides and also up around the top on both ends, and I said I'll try it again. Now the other thing I noticed when I stripped this down and drilled and put everything back and plugged in the charger, and nothing was happening, no power. I said, what the hell? So I spent the next nearly an hour dismantling, rebuilding it. Well, there's not much to it, but dismantling it and looking and that. So eventually I did a continuity test and found this contact here not great. So when you'd put in the plug, it wasn't making contact. Now that could have, first time it was making contact, but maybe just it was a weak contact. That might have been adding to the heating as well, the resistance there. You can hardly see the lugs inside. The only way out of it, I had to bend this one in a bit to make any sort of contact, which isn't great. I have another US socket and you can actually see the metal contacts, and when you press in it would push them to the side so you're getting good contacts. So this is a poor socket. I can't see it meeting any standard. So you'd wonder then when you see this sort of, sort of came here by this representative here. It's got UK, CA, CE. How can it when everything is faulty with it? Everything is poor. Oh yes, the other thing is when I dismantled it after the first time running, there are plastic supports either side of the wirings. I don't know what they're for. They probably keep the windings in place. One side, this white plastic was melted, and on the other side the heat had just buckled it up. So I'm going to try it now and see if it works, if it's any better, if it's cooler. I'll have to come up with something to stop, because that would be live there where the transformer metal is, the core. First things first, I just want to check what voltage we're getting. I've set for 250 volt AC. The last time I did this test, I think it was getting 123. So I'm getting 120 at the moment. Okay, we're plugged in now. Charger is running, charging the lithium ion battery. And what are we getting on the Dali BMS? 5 amps, and she has a 5 amp charger. So far so good. It was about an hour to an hour and a half that this thing started overheating. We'll see. Now we're getting about 111 volts, 110, 111 volts, so that's a bit better. It's just that poor socket connection, I would imagine. So whether that'll help with the cooling, we'll see. 15 minutes running now. We'll do the same as the last time. We'll take a test and see what we have. 24. Okay. Highest seems to be about 24. Right, we've been running now for an hour and a half like the last time. Let's see what we're getting. The last time we were getting up to 80 to 90 at this stage. 67, 68, but nothing like the last time we were getting 85 up to 90. I wonder there's a lot of it to do with that poor socket. I think it has, you know. And what are we doing with our vents? Yeah, and coming out the top. Certainly get, what do you call it? Thermal convection, is it? That's I think the cooler at that end. There's no doubt around that socket is the highest. But it's a big improvement. I'm going to stop it here now. That's I'd say roughly 20 degrees less than the last time. So these vents I'd say are helping. But I must go away and get a proper US 110, 120 volt socket, because that is poor. I did see reviews on Amazon where people were saying when they were pulling out their plug, the whole socket just came out with it and just exposing bare wires. Others mentioned that this just wouldn't stay in place. I mean, that is not great. I just opened it up there now, and the transformer core is blistering hot. Yeah, quite honest with you, there's so many of these on Amazon and eBay and AliExpress and that, just probably made by the one factory and just vendors putting their name on them, but I wouldn't touch these with a barge pole. I might be able to use this now with a bit of ventilation for a few hours when I need it, but I wouldn't be leaving it on 24/7. I rummaged through the don't throw it out box, you might need them in the future, bits and pieces, and I came across this PVC junction box, so I just cut a slot there for the socket outlet, and there's a small air gap there because it didn't completely close, but that's no harm. So I've left out these vent holes at the bottom end there and at the top. So I'm just going to give it a quick test just to see what the temperature's like and wrap up with that. We're coming up now to an hour and a half, and that seems quite cool, but let's see what temperatures we're getting now. Okay, what's this fella? That's a little bit cooler. It's over 70. Perhaps this is acting like a ducting, inducing the air through. It's still cool. Yeah, it's better. So I'll stick with this. 73 there on the transformer, I suppose. Yeah, I'll stick with that. At least now I can keep my hand on it. At least the core of the transformer now is protected. It'll do for short usages when I want to charge up the battery, which is nearly fully charged now. She's cool, very cool, so there's no problem with the charger. And as I say, this is bearable, but I wouldn't leave this unattended for any length of time. Certainly wouldn't leave it overnight. They're not a great thing. I've said already I wouldn't touch them with a barge pole. But this will have to do as a standby. It's a lot safer now in that cover. So I have no more to say about him.